Oh, that bread is smelling so good. Oh my God.
How you doing? Right now, I got some bread going on over here. And so I figured while the bread is going on, I'll just let you know that I'm gonna make some beef cheeks. But by the way, 160 pounds in about 10 months. And some of the stuff I'm gonna be showing you is how I go about, well, maintaining that ever since then. It's been, the math, I'm tripping right now. It's like a year and 2 months. Going a year and 2 months. All right, I'm gonna get the whole beef cheek started real quick. Something tells me this is gonna be a quicker video because there really isn't much to do. I'm gonna be using what do you call this thing? A pressure cooker. You know what? I'm gonna show you. This guy right here. This is gonna be the guy that I'm gonna be using for the beef cheeks. And so I'm gonna be using this right here. I am going to go for, say, I'm gonna put it for an hour. This time around, I'm just gonna go for an hour and see what happens. In the meantime, I'm going to be chopping up some stuff real quick. Here I got some cilantro, I got a white onion, and some green onion. Due to the fact that for the most part, these things that I'm adding, due to the fact that they're mostly for the flavoring of the meat, I'm not going to be weighing them, but I'll just show you with my hands roughly about how much I'll be using in quantity. How about that? Let's put it that way. First up, I'm gonna start chopping up some of this cilantro. I will say, the thing that got me into the, what do you call them things? Something like eating beef cheeks in the past. This is not something that I would have ate. I want to say it was maybe a year ago. I was sticking to mostly a ketogenic diet, and then I decided to because I kept seeing this guy, Rock Johnson or something, the Liver King. I was seeing some fitness influencers talking about carnivore diet and eating nothing but meat and whatnot. I figured, you know what? I'm kind of curious. I'll give it a shot. It's not like I'm already doing that. I mean, keto is basically almost carnivore, almost. So I decided to give it a shot for about 2 months. For about 2 months, I only had meals that had either just meat or like dairy product. That was it. And so I figured I'm gonna get really bored if I eat just one type of meat. If I'm eating just chicken, oh, this is gonna suck. If I'm eating just beef, oh man, how am I gonna do this? I figured, you know what? Let me go to the local store over here and see what other cuts of meat that I've never ever tried, so that maybe I can change that up and actually try them. And that's what got me started with cuts like, you know, what do you call it? Kidneys, we call it pork ears, cow feet, what else? Liver, heart, organ meats that I've never ever tried before. It expanded my food palate. It was good for that. I guess the best part about that whole journey was that now there's a whole bunch of extra meats that I do eat, which is kind of cool. Not so much of a fan of the pork ears, but they weren't bad. At least now I know what it tastes like, versus before I had no idea what it tasted like. And then like the beef cheeks, in my opinion, I think of them kind of like a, what do you call it? Like a ribeye, but a tastier ribeye. That's me. That's my description. I'm just putting that out there. All right, so I chop the green onion. For any number of freaks, that's 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 of these. I will say though, the kidneys. Oh man, you know what? They're not at the top of my personal list. They're not like my favorite. I don't mind them when I cook them in a particular way. But what I am gonna say is that the first time I did make them, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I messed this up. Oh, I messed this up. But at the time, because I was like, I figured, hey, I already spent money on this. You know what? As a form of so that I really learn not to mess it up next time, I decided to proceed and actually eat the kidneys that I didn't season quite right. And I'll say, if you're not sure what the kidneys do in the body, take a Google search and see what the kidneys do. Once you figure that out, then you can kind of figure out what I was tasting at the time. Something about going through with that and eating the kidneys state that wasn't too appetizing. It really did help with learning as far as, hey, you mess this up, this is what it's gonna taste like. I learned a lot quicker. I figured, hey, it might help, it might boost my learning curve. right, up next, I'm gonna get this thing right here. Start preparing this. I'm gonna dump this stuff inside of the pot of the pressure cooker. Looks like I got 16 minutes remaining on that the bread recipe that I made. All right, I'm gonna start digging into this tear gas bomb over here. Somebody one time showed me that there's a way to cut this so that it minimizes the effects of making people cry and whatnot. And I'm not remembering what that exact way was. I'm just hoping that I'm getting it right now. Nope, I did not get that right. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. One of these days I'll be a proper chef. In the meantime, I'm just a dude with a knife experimenting his way into maintaining his weight loss. That's it. That's the best way to put it. Oh yeah, I'm about to unlock X-ray vision mode here in a second. Oh shit. Oh. And honestly, this is fine with me because all this is just gonna be floating in the water over here. Oh man. Actually, before I put this in, I'm gonna just go ahead and get the beef cheek and I'm gonna put it on top of this bed of the green onion and the cilantro that I got going on over here. All right, here's my pretty piece of some beef cheeks. I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. All right. And now I'm gonna see how much, before I put the actual onion on top of the beef cheek, I'm gonna see how much seasoning I'm gonna get going. Let me see. It's gonna be quite a bit. I'll tell you what, not as much as I thought. I'm gonna go for 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, or in this instance, granulates. I'm gonna go for that. Up next, I'm gonna go for also 2 tablespoons of onion granulates. This is the one I got going on over here. And I normally don't do this one, but I'm gonna go for it just to see what happens. I'll do just one of that. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. That's what I'm gonna go for. All right, next I'm gonna dump these onions in there. I honestly have no idea who the hell I was kidding when I said I was just gonna do 3 different spices. I'm over here looking at some of the other herbs I got going on, and I'm really feeling artistic right now. I'm gonna go 1 tablespoon of anise seed. You know what? I think this might work. I'm gonna go well, let's see how much I can fit into this. 1 tablespoon of chamomile flower, which is technically a tea that I grounded up. But I think the smell of it, I think is gonna really work with this. I think this is gonna work. I'm gonna drop some mint in here. I'm gonna go 1 tablespoon of mint. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go 1 tablespoon of nettle leaf. I'll tell you what, it's probably gonna be the most. I'm gonna go 1. Let me see. Put that aside. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go for 2 of these things. These things are called star anise. Come up here. That's what it looks like. It's like a little star thing, and put them in there. In a second, I'm gonna fill this up with water and just see what happens. Actually, before I do that, I think I'm gonna add some butter in here. With butter, I have one of these. So I got some Kerrygold butter. I'm gonna add roughly a quarter of this, and by a quarter, I mean I already lined it out. So I'm gonna add a block, a quarter of one of these in there. Put this butter away. That bread is almost done. All right, I went ahead and added about 7 cups of water, or an amount that gets it so that the meat's underneath the water. That's the goal. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put this over here. I'm gonna pressure cook it on this guy over here, my end spot. I'm gonna go, what is it? Pressure cook. I got like the pressure cook button over here. So I'm gonna do pressure cook, and then on this one, make sure that the whole pressure level is like full max 3 bars. And I'll figure I might as well just show you when I punch in the setting and whatnot. All right, so here's the Instant Pot pressure cooker. Basically, I'm gonna go pressure cook, and then pressure level, high pressure, and then that's it. And when I mean that's it, we just keep watching here. It's gonna click up, not click up, it's gonna, there you go, that. And then now it's just doing its thing. At this point, the pressure's gonna start building. And once the pressure builds up to a point, then the actual timer starts trickling down from 1 hour, 59 minutes, 58, 56, 55, and so forth. And then I'm just gonna make sure that that little tab, the little button over here is set to seal. So seal is forward, and then vent is the other way around. Basically, but once this is done, I would then hit vent when it's done, and then a whole bunch of steam's gonna pop out of this thing. Stand back, be careful. That's about it. If you just let it sit here for an extended period of time, the pressure super slowly leaves, and there's no need to at that point then. But I mean, that's, I've never timed it, but I think you gotta be a good while if you're gonna wait for it to just go away on its own. But I'm gonna leave that on seal. Beef cheek. Wow, I'm telling you, I didn't think that mix of herbs that I put in there was gonna work, but it's good. It's different though. It's different. It's not a flavor I've ever tasted anywhere out there. Anywhere. Not no family outing, no cooking, no cookout, no restaurant. So it is different, but it tastes good. I'm thinking making a sandwich here with that. Let's see how that goes. But I'm gonna get to doing that right now. Actually, stay tuned. Stay tuned. See you in the next one. See you in the next one.